Hey, this is the spoiler section for my review of Spiral from the Book of Saw. If you haven't seen the original review yet, I heavily recommend you check that out first. More of a laid back, chill, just discussion, unscripted talk. So I would heavily recommend if you guys want my opinions on the movie, go check out that review first, and then just come back here once you want to know just how I feel about some of the spoilers. Thanks. Hello everyone, welcome to the spoilers discussion for the movie Spiral. Now we can get on with the spoilers discussion. This is all unscripted or anything, it's just off the top of my head, so we can actually talk more. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. A quick spoiler warning, I guess I should give one. So no one gets mad right here on screen. Spoilers, wherever I decide to put it. But yeah, there's your warning. Okay, who didn't know Max Minghella was the killer? Alright, that shit was so obvious. You have all these characters dying in like the saw traps and everything, but then this random main character gets killed off screen and we just don't see the trap that he was in. Like, that was a dead giveaway right there. And then like it reveals that yeah, like he's alive, and because what they try to do is they find a skinned body and they see like his tattoo, like it says Charlie, which is supposed to be like his kid's name on it, and it's like, so that's how they're supposed to think it's him. But like, one, he says like, oh, I tattooed the dead body with the thing. It's like, okay, well, the tattoo wouldn't have healed in that time, but all right, I'll suspend my disbelief. Just him not being shown in his trap was such a giveaway. But I think a more interesting twist would have been is if like Chris Rock's character, like if he like figured it out and he was like a step ahead of him, because he is like a copycat killer. And what I was trying to get into with the review was that this feels almost nothing like a Saw movie, like besides like one line. And the line is such a stupid one, if I'm being honest. Fucking, this thing right here, the spiral, fucking, he gives like some sort of bullshit like, oh, John Kramer was right. Spiral is the meaning of change, but why give that to a person when you can do it to a system? Which is like, one, that was never a thing. The spiral was literally just a creepy design on Billy the Puppet's cheeks. Like, oh, and I guess I should also mention like the reason why he's doing all this is like, you see at the beginning of the movie that Chris Rock doesn't trust the other police and they all hate him and everything. And the reason for that is that he turned in like a dirty cop, who was caught that like he gunned down a witness. So he turns him in and all the police are like, no loyalty, I guess. So like all the police hate him and he feels like he's on his own. But going back to that, it shows the scene where the dirty cop that shoots the witness, the innocent guy, it shows that Max Minghella's character is the son of that guy. So like it zooms out and like you see him in the closet behind who witnesses it. Then I guess he grows up, changes his name. He's like, oh, you know how hard it was to become your partner and everything. Yeah, so his whole thing is like his father got killed by the police force, and they talk a lot about what's it called, they talk a lot about Article 8, which is, they don't really explain it like, exactly, but from what I guess, it's like, they mentioned it a bunch. Article 8 is basically like this legislation. Samuel Jackson's character, who was the ex-police chief, because I guess he retired or something, or I guess he got kicked off the force, I'm not too sure. But yeah, basically he came up with this Article 8 thing. It was him and Angie Garza, I'm forgetting the actress's name, the one who's from Riverdale. Him and her came up with this thing where it's like police can pretty much do whatever they want to help investigation, and then because of that, a bunch of shady shit happens, of course. But that's basically the reason why the witness got gunned down. Although I don't fully understand that, it's kind of weird. Because I guess like it was supposed to be beneficial, but then other people like did shady shit with it and got away with a lot of things. So that's why Max Minghella wants to do all this shit. And like there's one scene that's so fucking just stupid where like oh my god, there's a scene where like it goes back and Max Minghella is like asking Chris Rock like, hey, can I borrow your phone, blah, blah. And it just shows how dated this movie is, because he makes a Twilight joke where he's just like, hey, don't drain my battery watching Twilight. Like, what year are you in to make a Twilight joke? It's 2021. You're about 10 years off. Anyways, but that what that scene sets up is how he's basically texting Chris Rock's dad, then deletes the text so he can get him, and that's where the whole "you won't play games, motherfucker" thing comes from. So he basically kidnaps him, puts him in his own trial, and not trial, but like a trap. Let me talk about the actual traps in this movie. I did say they're all really creative, except for maybe one. The one I didn't really like, it's like a wax trap where like Angie Garza's character. She's like strapped to this table, which is one, I didn't like it because the location was like it's in the evidence room of the station, and just nobody went with her, and nobody wanted to check on her, even though there was like shooting going on or something. I don't know. Maybe it was soundproof or something. But yeah, she goes down there. She gets knocked out, and then she wakes up. She has like this cloth on her face, with like a blade underneath her neck, and she's told that she has to cut her like spine and paralyze herself, or else those wax is gonna come down and pour on her face and basically melt her face. And I just thought it was a boring trap because one, they didn't explain how doing that it would stop it, so I actually don't think it was going to stop it. I think it was just like one of those unwinnable traps, which you could argue some of the traps in this movie are just unwinnable. The wax pours on her face and she dies, and I know it was kind of cool, but like I said, I think it was a little bit boring. The other traps in this movie, though, we got the one that was shown in the opening scene that was released to the public. You have the tongue trap, where I'm trying to remember his name, Detective Boz, I think it is Boz. Yeah, he's known for lying in court and like getting people. He gets them like falsely arrested and shit, or like gets people off who shouldn't be by lying in court. So his whole thing is like, oh, because you lie with your tongue, they have his tongue and like this metal thing, and he has to like jump off the stool and like rip his tongue out to save himself. Which I'm like, that's kind of cool. It's the first time we've seen anything done with like a tongue in Saw before. I don't know how it took us 9 movies to get to a tongue, but okay. And then we have, well, that's the first trap. And then we have, that's the first trap. And then we have I don't know if these are in order. I'm just saying how I remember them. And then we have my favorite trap of the movie is the finger trap, where there was this other detective who, basically, you see like this dash cam footage of him like underneath this bridge, and he's like, hey, get out of the car. He has his gun on this dude. He's like, show me your hands. And this was just like super over the top or whatever. He's like, show me your hands. And the guy just puts his hands out the window like this and just like flips him off like that. And then he just shoots the dude in the head and kills him because he got flipped off. So his whole like trap is like, oh, your fingers were used to kill people. You have to remove them. So he's like in this tub of water, and he has to like bite down on like these two things, which has like a bunch of things strapped to his fingers. So when he bites down, like they slowly pull his fingers away, like like a Chinese finger trap, but just starts pulling it away. I thought that trap was kind of cool. Or we have another trap that's very simplistic in a way. It's not my favorite in the movie. I thought it was kind of cool though. Like you have this guy who's like chained up, like by his wrist like that or something. He's chained up, and then you have like this conveyor belt with like a grinder, and it's just glass bottles going in. As they go down, they're just shooting out shards into his back and stuff. So that's a bit creative. You have the whole like Chris Rock is supposed to be the one who like saves him or something, but then Max Minghell's character gets mad that he chose to save him because his whole thing is like, hey, you're the only good cop. We should work together. Yeah, so he wants him to work together with him. Then also kidnaps his dad, where he's just like, hey, you have one bullet in this gun. The police are on their way. You can either shoot me or you can shoot that target and save your dad. And which, let me just say, no, you could have shot the target easily, then just beat the dude's ass with the gun or any other way to hurt him. Like you didn't have to shoot him. Like they made it seem like, oh, if you don't shoot me, then I'm gonna get away. It's like, which he does get away. But yeah, you could have easily stopped him. But what happens basically is he shoots the target, saves Samuel Jackson, Chris Rock's dad in the movie, and yeah. But then it was all part of the plan, because as the police are like breaking into the room that they're in, there's like this wire that he set up. So when they break it, it pulls Samuel Jackson back up, and they break into the room and it turns off all the lights except for one spotlight on him, and like it basically makes him pull up his arm because he's like in this like metal like exoskeleton kind of thing. Makes him pull up his arm so he's like a puppet, and like it makes it look like he has a gun. So then the police gun him down, and that was his whole thing. Gets killed in front of Chris Rock. Chris Rock's like, no, blah blah blah, But yeah, like this whole thing, it could have just been its own thing. It's a spin-off, I get it, but like Saw should never be predictable. Like you kind of go into a Saw movie expecting a twist, so when they make the twist super like obvious, like I was saying before, I think that what the twist should have been is that Chris Rock's character found out and was like, okay, I know what's going on. He's not actually dead, and he's one step this copycat. That would have been a lot more interesting, but no, it's just very straightforward. I I want to see a sequel, but not with like Max Minghella as like the copycat killer again, because it's just gonna be, oh, I got away and now I'm doing this again. No, there's not really any mystery there, and Saw usually always has a good mystery. And like I know I brought it up already, but I need to mention again the whole John Kramer, the spiral. It's the thing of change. It's like no, it's literally I don't think that's mentioned at all. Like the significance of like the spiral. It was legit just on the puppet's cheeks. That's all it was. Those are like basically the spoilers from the movie. Yeah, I pretty much already covered everything else in the actual review. This is just here how I get my opinion on some of the spoilers. It's just yeah, very predictable killer. I just wasn't a huge fan of inconveniencies in the plot where it's like I was saying before, it's like, oh, you either shoot the target or you shoot me. It's like, no, how about I shoot the target and I just beat your ass? Like it was stupid. I know I'm like ranting a bit in this thing. Like I said before, and I said before, like I don't hate this movie. This movie's still really it's dumb and entertaining, like a Saw movie. Like, but the reason how the disconnect is my biggest issue because like it's like this could have been whatever. Like if you didn't have that one line, which very loosely bases it about Jigsaw, which let me explain. Outside of being like, hey, I think this is a Jigsaw copycat killer, he's like never mentioned. Other than that, like, but like if you're gonna have this movie, at least make it somewhat connected. I get making it its own standalone thing, but seriously, if you're gonna do a standalone thing, at least keep like the elements of what makes Saw Saw. Like actually have a good mystery, not something super predictable. But just so this isn't a whole just a rant, like I was saying before, this movie does have good things. The gore is really good. It's well done. Chris Rock's acting and sometimes he's a bit overacting, but it's a Saw movie. You can expect some overacting. It's fun. Samuel Jackson's acting. It's also very fun. The traps are creative. I like the Chinese finger trap. I like the puppet trap. The way they look is just really interesting. The wax trap. It's brutal. It's not the most interesting. I mean, it's brutal, so there's that. It's not the worst thing I've seen. The glass trap is like I said, it's brutal. The glass trap and the wax trap are the two that aren't like the best. The wax trap I just find more boring because like the stupidity behind it. The glass trap I think was pretty interesting. Like there's multiple ways you could have solved that. But yeah, like the opening monologue I was talking with Chris Rock, how he talks about Forrest Gump and like he makes this like humorous like he makes this humorous point where it's like, oh, Jenny didn't give a shit about him. Well, they got together in the end. Yeah, not until after she got AIDS. Like it's just I can't recreate it because I would just butcher it, but it's really good. But yeah, like I was saying, I would love to see a sequel to Spiral maybe, or like them do something else. Because if I see a sequel, I don't want Max Minghella back as the killer. Like I don't blame the actor. I don't. I'm sure he can do great things. I heard he was in A Handmaid's Tale too. That's something I forgot to mention. But yeah, I don't want to see just Spiral 2 and it's Max Minghella as the killer again. Like, I don't care. Give us that mystery that we actually want. A good one too. Yeah, so that's basically my thoughts on the spoilers discussion. What do you guys think of the if you've seen the movie, what do you guys think? Leave in the comments below. Did you guys have a favorite trap in this movie, or just what's your favorite Saw trap in general? Did you guys enjoy this movie? From what I've been seeing review wise, it's either people either love this movie or hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate him. Kind of like I wouldn't say the middle. I'd say like a bit below the middle. Like for the longest time, I will admit I was gonna give this movie a 2.5. I bumped it to a 3. Just it's enjoyable. Just know it's teetering on that line of a 3 with almost becoming a 2.5. But yeah, guys, just let me know what you thought of the movie. I know this whole video it seems a bit hectic. Like I said, this is just a more laid back, not really structured, chill discussion how I felt about the spoilers. You know, not following a script or anything. We're just vibing. We're just talking. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think. What was your favorite trap in the movie? Let me know what you guys think. Would you rather have a sequel to Spiral? Would you rather them somehow connected to the main story again? Would you want like just a complete reboot? I know some people have asked for that. Like, what do you guys want? If you're like a Saw fan, or just tell me your opinions. I read every comment that I see. I want to engage more with you guys. So yeah, I hope you like this little spoilers discussion. I know I'm mostly talking about the things I didn't like because A lot of things that are spoiler wise, I just didn't really like. But if you want to see the things I did like, go check out the main review, like I said. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time in the next review I do, or whatever I upload next. Who knows? I'll see you guys then. See ya. Bye.